the most decorated 205er we've ever seen. 292.5. Look at the smirk on his face.
Yeah, it's great to see him back after a year-long break. Two-time IPF world champion, played second at Sheffield in 2023 and in 2024. Talk about achievements.
You know how hard it is to podium at Sheffield, to do it back-to-back years.
And his PR squat is 305, opening on 292.5. Hopefully a healthy break.
Easy work there.
And a 2-to-1, a good lift.
Up next, 295 for Brendan Pitre. Last year's Worlds, Brendan ended up on the podium.
Reigning national champion. And as you said, at his Worlds debut, managed to get on the podium. An 887.5 total. He's totaled more since then. It's a comfortable looking opener for Pitre.
Yeah, Brennan also had phenomenal prep coming into this. 315 being loaded now for Gavin Adin. Gavin knows a thing or two about squatting, broke the world record squat. We all know the story about Gavin. If he can go 3 for 3, he's a major threat. He held the world record total at the North American Championship. It's in the squat event that he's going to make a statement.
We've seen him do 341 before. He's a two-time IPF Open World competitor, two-time Sheffield competitor.
Multiple-time worlds. He's a junior world champion.
First 93 to cross 900. A lot of accolades under his belt as well.
Depth looks good. Whoa. Wow. Depth looks good on Gavin Adin. Looks like he's getting a little bit of life into his legs, taking the second attempt a little more seriously. 305.
Again, there's a reason for that. Already looking to match his PR on his second attempt, and you know, by no means a new lifter, so to be doing this as such a weathered lifter already is absolutely incredible. That year out seems to have done him very well should this move like a second attempt.
Yeah, Jonathan had taken a step back after the previous Sheffield, not just the last one this year, but the one the year before. Allowed some old injuries to heal, and that step back let him get a bit of a running start. Let's see how this goes.
A little bit of a wobble, but still moving at a pretty decent speed for a second. And very good speed for a match PR. 2-to-1, a good lift.
And 312.5 for Brendan Pitre. Defending his title, holding his ground. This is a sizable 17.5 kilo jump.
Yeah, very sizable indeed, and Pitre's really looking to go 6 for 6. He has the biggest deadlift out of the top three.
Oh, a little sticky as well. So Brendan, successful. We'll wait for the lights to make it official. There it is. But both him and Cayco, and I think he just gave 5 kilos. Gavin being coached by John Song. I see Ray handling him right now. He might lose the chip, however, he'll gain the chip towards his total right now. And on this third, of course, depending where the record is, if it's out of reach, takes a normal jump. But it kind of hedges your bet if you, for whatever reason, miss your third. There is a chip there on your second, so it's...
Yeah, it's a big jump, 315, 341.5, but his opener was really quite easy.
Gavin does these kind of jumps. He's an all-or-nothing type of lifter, which makes him very exciting.
For a new national record of 341.5 for Gavin Adin.
And Gavin locks out 341.5 with 3 white lights. And Jonathan Cayco, 310. Now, we thought 5 kilo jump would be prudent. It's a 5 kilo personal best. I've seen him hit heavier than this in prep. I think it should be there.
Yeah, the second was a little tough, but 5 kilos for a veteran like Jonathan is not a crazy ask. We've seen him push through some difficult squats before, looking for a PR in his third. And they're going to have to keep pushing their bests, all 3 of them, in order to end up on top today.
I love when somebody who's made a national team wears that singlet onto the platform and lets everybody know and reminds them. And by the way, when Jonathan did, he won gold. Whoa,
there we go.
Fight!
Like we said, if anyone can, someone as decorated as Jonathan can, 2-1, a good lift. And I think that was the right call, Ryan.
Absolutely, and Jonathan, like he says, let's fight, loads up 310 and does just that. 317.5 for Brendan Pitre. I've seen him do more, but you gotta eat the food that's available on the day, and Brendan knows you gotta go 3 for 3. Cayco has.
Yeah.
He's got to keep pace.
And with as big a pull as Brandon has, he's not going to want to empty the tank if possible, but he's going to want to get as many kilos as he can. 5 kilos seems like a smart decision here, particularly with Gavin to follow with that chip. Can he gain the extra 5 kilos? It looks like it. Let's wait for the lights. And he can. 3 white lights, a good lift, and another 3 for 3 for the top 3 there.
346.5 for Gavin, Adin. Gavin taking the national record with 341.5 in his second, and he looks a lot more fired up for this one. Whoa! Get out of his way and get him to the bar.
Yeah, and benefits from Jamar not getting that second attempt, looking to keep the chip, which will help him. He'll have weight on his side, a lot on his side, and a chip at this rate.
Yeah, the way things played out, if Jamar had taken that record, the chip wouldn't have been available at this kind of weight. Things are really playing into Gavin's favor. Could it be his day? Going 3 for 3 will certainly help. Oh, wow! Definitely locked it out. We always wait with bated breath.
Yeah.
2-1. However,
gets called on depth. His coach does go to the jury. We'll have a look at that again in the replay. See, that is the exact same jump that we saw Cayco and Pitre make and get on their third.
they're having a conversation. We'll let you know. And then Pitre up next, 197.5. Taking a look at the forecast here. Jordan had competed earlier.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, Brandon with a big pull on him, bigger than both Gavin and Jonathan, wants to collect as many kilos as possible as he can in the bench press. By no means a small bench press on him though.
Yeah, Brandon, it's either between him and Meach to have the biggest deadlift of the 93s.
Yeah, with a PR of 222.5, nothing to shake a stick at there.
He's worked very hard on his deadlift as well.
Yeah, of course, leaving that squat session with a new national record of 346.5 after breaking it twice. And originally didn't get that third squat, got overruled by the jury to a good lift. Everything seems to be in his favor today, weight, a lot, and the jury.
The scouting report on Gavin, if he gets 3 squats in, he's a major threat.
Well, with a world record bench and a PR of 245.5, there's quite literally not a better bencher in the world in the 93s. Look at the amount of weight on that bar for the opening attempt.
His bench is also extremely consistent. You can make an argument he's the best bencher in the world today, especially with the consistency. It's a loyal weapon. Served him in many battles.
And you can see why.
232.5, and it moves like an opener should.
3 white lights, a good lift. I'm not sure they'd go all the way to 210. We'll have to wait and see, but gets a PR on his squat, looking to probably get a few extra kilos on his PR on his bench, building a big total here.
207.5 for Brendan Pitre. 10-kilo jump.
Yeah, perhaps pacing to match his PR of 215. Still moves pretty well. Slowed down a smidgen, but still pretty comfortable for him.
I was going to say, it slows down around the lockout, fast off the chest. I think probably equaling the PR. Gavin Adin up next, 217.5.
PR of 222.5, so getting near that.
$12.5-kilo jump. Again, if Gavin's hitting PRs, it'll force the hand of Pitre and Cayco to try to attempt the same. And he looks on pace. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a quick press command, and when you get it stationary and chest, it can be.
Jonathan Cayco, 246.
Yeah, this is for a national record, 246, and also an unofficial world record.
Cayco's prep has been phenomenal. Hit a PR squat. Wow, with ease too, Amelia.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. His own world record of 245.5 that he got in Sheffield in 2024. Yeah, as you said, deadlift arms, and that'd be because he has a deadlift PR of 375.
And that's old, judging by the kilos he's added on his squat and bench. Who knows where his deadlift might be now? That's why we're saying, could he have the biggest deadlift of the field now? He'll have to out-deadlift Brendan Pitre, and speak of the devil, here he is, 212.5.
Yeah, just landing a little shy of his PR of 215, so he's going to have to pull something big to be fighting with Jonathan and Gavin there. We know he can. Definitely the right move, though.
Yeah, they're making the right call. Look, you got to take what's there on the day, and Brendan, 6 for 6. He's got a huge deadlift amongst the big three.
Yeah.
Gavin Adin, 220. Just 2.5 kilos below his previous personal best.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get this on forecasted total, he'll actually be behind Dominic.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these openers, though, on deadlifts, and I think you're going to see some shifting around. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
I anticipate that.
Oh, nice. Powers through.
Well,
Easy 2.5 more kilos towards his total.
yeah, well executed. And in a fight like this, the 2.5 kilos is well worth taking. You know, you've got to leave that ego at the door. And starting to build a little bit of a gap between himself, Pitre, and Gavin.
Yeah, if he hits this with his opening dead, he'll be at 882 already. He is building a monster total right now.
You've got to think if that's the case. 900 doesn't seem a far cry. Wow.
Oh, whoa!
And that year off seemed to treat him well.
He had more. It's got to be said, he had more. What a day Jonathan Cayco was having.
Absolutely incredible. Well above his world record.
A lot of work on his deadlift. I've heard murmurs of what he's accomplished in prep and not released. Let's see if it comes to the platform today. He might need it.
Yeah, looking at prognosis, currently 3.5 kilos behind Brandon Pitre, who is then a further 12 kilos behind Jonathan Cayco. Subject to change as we head into the final 3 attempts of the day for each of these lifters.
And if you're trailing a deadlifter like Pitre, it's going to be difficult. That was fast.
It certainly was.
And here's the thing. I think Gavin opened very light. Here's Jonathan Cayco, 320. Had an absolutely phenomenal bench session.
Yeah, and should all go well on deadlifts. He has got the largest gap between himself and the rest of the competitors of currently 12 kilos.
Smooth opening pull.
And a good lift, 3 white lights. Looking very relaxed today. Opening at 320, his PR is 347.5.
Brandon Pitre, 340 kilos.
We know deadlift is really where Pitre gets to play around a little bit. The advantage on squats to Gavin, the advantage on bench to Cayco, but Pitre now in his element in deadlifts, opening on 340 kilos. Wow.
Oh my goodness. A lot of ground can get covered when you got a weapon like that. Gavin Adin, 325, 25 kilo jump for him.
Now, Ryan, was this as big of a jump as you were expecting from Gavin? Or were you expecting a little bit more?
I'm not entirely sure. To tell you the truth, the numbers I heard kicking around, he must have another huge jump. But I'll keep this to myself.
Yeah, this would land him an 891.5 on his second attempt. Of course, his PR total being 901, the first 93 to go over that 900 kilo threshold.
Okay, that was fast. So when I was back there, I was told some numbers. I was told to keep it to myself. I almost slipped up there and said it to you, but 25 is, we're on our way. Jonathan Cayco now. 340 stays on the bar for him, and this will give him a 902 total. That is a national record.
We can see there on the forecast, Gavin in with 931.5 if he gets his third, but that I believe will be a placeholder. Maybe not, but it would be a 40 kilo jump from his second. Seems a little large.
I've heard crazy things about Gavin's deadlift and ambitious ideas. Let's see how it unfolds, though.
20 kilo jump here for Cayco, leaving him with a 902 total. 1 kilo over Gavin's PR total. Whoa. And that was an easy 900 kilo total.
And just like that.
Absolutely massive. This matches his best ever deadlift. 32.5 kilo jump. As you said, pulls him into the lead. Ahead of both Adin and Cayco.
Big pull for Brennan and holds it on top as well.
That is a mighty impressive pull.
And there's the man who was the first to pass it as a 93, Gavin Adin, 355. This will give him a 921.5 kilo total and move him into first place.
25 kilo jump from his first to second, looking for a 30 kilo jump from his second to third here.
Whoa, and when I was saying major movement for him, that was what I was hearing. So from 300 to 355, that's a lot of ground to cover in one event.
It's only 5 kilos over his PR. It's not an incredible ask, it's the jump. That'll do it. This will make him hard to beat.
Can he get it over his quad?
Wow, that is tough, and he lets go of it, unfortunately.
And just couldn't hang on to it, as Jonathan Cayco now will take a swing at 357.5. There's Big Body giving him 2 big hands to the back, and Cayco looks furious. huge fight coming. From second to first, if he could hit this.
So we'll give him a 919.5 total, absolutely huge. And Pitre would have to pull something mammoth.
Unofficial world record if he hits this too, by the way.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Jonathan Cayco reasserts himself in the 93 kilo class. Unofficial world record, currently in first place. Brandon yet to respond. Everybody
Huge amount over
running over to the fence. This is crazy. This is insane.
And of course, we know what this is for.
I haven't seen
389.5 kilos to pull ahead of Jonathan Cayco for 919.5.
Look at the crowd. Nobody's in a chair. Look at that scene. If he pulls this off.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
Just above the knees. He's still fighting. Whoa. Wow, what a battle. It's got to be said.